Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Stardust Show. I'm the Stardust Queen, Marita Nani, and I'm here with a dear friend of mine who is going to share her own story. The the main goal of our shows is to share your stardust, to share your story, to inspire people to be more, to create and deliver value. I know you could be the light on somebody else's dark sky. And remember, unless you shine, other people will be in the dark. Welcome, Agatha. So tell us your story. What had happened in your life to bring you where you are right now? What made you think must be more to life? Must be that I have something that the more I give, the more I could give. What is your gift, Agatha?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this interview. I must say that I was and I'm still am so excited, and please forgive me if I become speechless just even for a minute, because I've got so much to say and I don't know where to start. Um, I think I'm going to start by saying that it is my upbringing, it is the way my father brought me up, that I realized that there is gift, a gift in every single individual, that we are all blessed with something truly special, something incredible. And being told as a child that I am able to achieve whatever I want, there is nothing that should stop me in achieving anything that I want, was a mantra, was a life, experience or learning that I learned from my father. And then knowing that from a very young age, that I can achieve anything I want, and there are no obstacles whatsoever. I think that's still is instilled in me to this day, and that's basically what made me travel the world, what made me come to England to live, because originally I'm from Slovakia. And I knew from a very young age that I had this gift, but obviously I didn't have the name for it. And then I am now discovering, after almost 40 years, what I'm really good at and what that gift is. Now, I'm not going to say that I am better than anyone else, but I will certainly say that I am better than I was yesterday. And the only person that I want to prove anything to is myself. And since I've got this tendency of pushing my boundaries, which I do on daily basis. The reason why I do that, because I just want to see how far I can go, how far my soul can expand. And I'm learning through this. And I'm learning through different people's stories, how much they have achieved, how far they have gone. And I remember about 3 years ago, if I just mentioned this before I move on, but about 3 years ago, I had this dream. And in that dream, I saw myself vividly standing on the stage and calling up people, ordinary people, to share their stories. And it was so vivid that I thought, when I woke up, I thought it really did happen. And of course, after you realizing that this was a dream, I thought, well, it can't be a dream. I saw myself doing this. I saw myself standing on the stage, and I'm going to act upon this dream. I'm going to make this dream come true, make it real. And so I did. I met up with a lady called Shani, who assisted me, supported me in absolutely everything to make this dream come true. And last year in October, it did come true. And the event of Ordinary People, Extraordinary Lives was born. There was this event that I actually dreamed up first, and suddenly I'm on the stage introducing speakers, sharing their stories, audience joining in and sharing their stories. So I think from a very young age, I was very much interested in people's stories, what they achieved, what it is that they had to struggle with, the pain that brought them to realizing that they are capable of a lot more than they thought they were. And it reflected in the event that I organized last year as well. And continuously, I'm writing these stories to this day. This is a project that I do and will do so until I'll continue to do so until I get 500 stories. I promise, that I'm going to write up 500 stories, and I will do that. I'm not in rush. I've got about 150 written so far, and I'll go, and achieve this goal at my own pace. And not only that, but I'd like to mention one more thing, is that there is not a day that's gone by that I haven't been grateful or I haven't acknowledged my own self, my own, being, authentic being, in what I believe as someone who is absolutely capable of truly anything and everything in life. There is no limits, and probably that's the state of mind that I've had and still have to today's day, that keeps me curious, keeps me learning more, and that makes life so much more fulfilling.
Wow, Agatha, if this helps you, just know that I set my own goal 3 years ago, 1,000 days ago, actually more over 1,000 days ago, that I will publish 1,000 books about people who share their stardust. So I know most people were looking at me as if I need to go into an institution and be kept there, but it's happening. So the bigger the dream, the more room for everybody else who deserves to be in your dream, who deserves you to work so tireless and put so much passion that you make that dream become a vision, and you turn that vision into a true reality, and help other people and share the gift of giving, because we all have the gift of giving. It's just unique to each one of us. So your gift of giving is different than everybody else's and is unique to you. And nobody, absolutely nobody, will benefit from it unless you turn your vision into your own reality. I so love what you're about, and I it's just amazing to see how brave you are and how against everything you want to bring the best in everyone, and you start with yourself. And I was just wondering, what were the top three difficulties you had to face to turn your dream into a vision?
First of all, I was always a shy little girl. I wasn't able to speak up in front of others. I would go red. I would lose my voice. And I knew that if I wanted to make this dream come true, or make it into a real reality, then I needed to overcome and examine what it is that I felt when I went shy, when I lost my voice in front of people. And I said, well, really, it was just a self talk that I told myself that I can't do this. And I thought, well, if I want to make this this event come true, then I will have to go out on that stage and stand there and accept who I am, and deal with the fact that, yes, it is part of my journey to speak in front of others, to make sure that I am the voice through which other people's stories can come alive. And it happened so that there was no fear, there was no, I wasn't nervous or anything. It was almost like a natural thing to do, to stand there. And after that, I think I realized that what we think that we are scared of is exactly what we should be doing. Because that's where...
What you did, you identified your fear and stepped straight into it. And you realize that actually you are not there for yourself. You are not on stage for you. You are for the people who are waiting for your message. You are the people who are there to be empowered by you. And it is true, Agatha. Something magic happens when you are in front of people. But if you have in mind that the people who are in front of you are there not by accident, but because they're supposed to be in front of you, then you start looking at the bigger picture. So, what is the bigger picture for you, Agatha?
Oh, I'm so glad that you mentioned this. And this is exactly what I align myself with, that it's not about me. I am just like almost like a tool or a voice for others. And realizing that it no longer felt that I'm doing anything with too much effort. It just felt natural, effortless. And so anything that I say and do comes from within. And I'm very much aware of what I say and do and feel, because I'm aligned with my soul, with my higher self. And so the bigger picture, that the higher self that came out of it, is that I'm here to serve and will continue to do so with the expertise I have, because I'm sure there is something bigger than what I can see with my human eye. And I'm prepared to take that on. I am absolutely committed to be the best version of myself, and allow others to do the same in my presence, in my awareness. And if that's what I was called to do here, I will take that responsibility, because this is a responsibility. It's not a joke. You can't take it lightheartedly. This is something that you need to commit to, and I am committed to the higher calling that I have.
So taking responsibility for your gift is the first step.
Absolutely.
Understanding that each one of us is like that Greek soldier who 2000 years ago ran wounded all the way from Marathon to Athens to deliver the good news and say the war is over. So you are saying the war is over. You don't need to fight yourself. You don't need to disgrace yourself. You don't need to look down on yourself. You are allowed to love yourself, to be kind to yourself. You are amazing the way you are, exactly as you are. You just need to start looking at life and yourself with a fresh pair of eyes. So I know it's not easy to deliver the message, and I'm aware of all the sacrifices we are making to be able to deliver the message to the people who are waiting. And yet, there is always something more. There is always something that even is not coming back as a recognition to you. And I felt that along the years myself. Is as if I'm delivering the message and then I'm so sorry. So people are trying to send us questions and calling us. I'm sorry for this. Yes. So even when I'm delivering the person to a certain person, the message to a certain person, I don't receive anything in exchange for that. However, there is somebody else in my family or in my immediate circle or somebody that I care for deeply that receives something so sudden and so amazing that makes me feel so grateful for what they received. So most of the time, the work you do is nothing to do with you, is being channeled through you. What is your experience, Agatha?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, as you speak now, I am getting this surge of energy from within, because I absolutely believe in what you just said. Whatever I do or whatever people do, as long as you detach from the outcome and there is no expectations involved, you live the way you were always meant to live, to be this powerful human being. I mean, this is the best of what I see within myself, is that I never ever attach myself to anything, because if I do something to the highest, to the best and highest of my betterment, then that's all I am called to do. You know, I'm not here to prove that I'm better, like I said before. I'm not here to compete with anyone. That would be waste of the energy that I need to, you know, concentrate or put into something that brings me joy. And I live every day in a constant bliss. That bliss comes from knowing myself so well that I don't seek acknowledgement, or I don't seek approval, or be told that, you know, you did this, or you thank you for doing this. Because at the end of the day, for something big as that, when you do something out of your heart, after your soul, you know all is well. Whether it is being thanked for or not, you know you've done all you could because you were aligned. And for that, you don't need to be famous. For that, you don't need to be acknowledged, because you know inside that you were totally aligned with that message, with the work you do. And really, you live in a state of bliss, for which I never expect anything anyway. So I know that
Yeah,
what.
so what is exciting and is happening to your life right now that you want to share with us?
Well, there is so many things that I don't know which one to say first. Well, one is very
So
exciting, and
pick free, and share with us the top three breaking news you want to share with us right now.
okay. So first of all, one is that I'm still working on that project, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Lives, where I'm writing, you know, their stories up, and with their permission, I share it. So that's one thing, and it will keep, you know, it will go on until I get the 500 stories, and people are, you know, happy to I mean, if they are willing to get in touch, and for me to write up their stories, I'm talking about ordinary people, then I'd be more than happy to. Second, I am running these empowered group meetings on a monthly basis, and I see it, you know, expanding further. So that's the second, and make, you know, a documentary about it. So that's just something that's up in the future. And the very third one is that I am now organizing and planning a third event, which date of which is not determined yet, but that will also be an event about people's stories that will be shared in a way where the audiences will be able to engage. So these three things that I'm working on at the moment, and they are my top three priorities.
So what would be, you have so much to share, and it's just amazing listening to you. I see how far you are going, and I see that you actually didn't even scratch the surfaces of who you are. And it's all about this discovery journey about yourself, how abundant you truly are and how much you could give. And I just wonder, what is your view on people who think everything they need to learn is outside, is in the outer world, is not inside? What is your message for them?
Well, first of all, I really think that it's the opposite. Everything that one needs to learn is within. Uh, all the richness, all the gifts of life, the force that you need to attach yourself to, the inner force, it's within. It's never without, and hence why I never found the answers when I looked without, because it was too confusing. It was too complicated to find a simple answer to anything when I looked outside of myself. But once I made a commitment to myself that from now on, I'm going to look within, connect to my soul, and be fully committed to my soul. And it will tell me the answers. Why is it that I'm here for? What it is that I'm called to do? And I believe that being so authentic and almost being my inner eye almost opened up helps me to find all the answers. I mean, what can be bigger than that? What can be more powerful than that when you turn within? I've never found any answers without. So this works with me. And I act upon any feelings that I get, any nudges that I get from my soul telling me do this and don't do that. I listen to it. And every day I keep reminding myself and my soul that I am fully present, and I'm totally loyal and committed to myself, to my soul, to my heart. And I think the energies that I get from within. So, there was an example one day what happened to me. I was walking to work, and suddenly I had this energy from within moving upwards that I couldn't, I didn't know how to deal with. I was almost choking on that energy. I had so much. But that's because I am so aligned with who I am. I'm not comparing myself to anyone. I'm just comparing myself to myself, and that's what I'm doing every day. That anybody who looks within will find what they're looking for.
So if you were to give a gift to our listeners, what would that be?
What would that be? There is only one thing that I believe makes a human being fully aligned, fully, fully being in the present, and acknowledge all that is good about them, is to be 100% their soul. That's the only gift that I would think that everyone has. You just need to, align to that vibration of the soul. Once you do that, you would never want to do anything other than be in your soul every day. I mean, there is so much that one can be unhappy about, dissatisfied about, and there are a number of things that we can be always kind of complaining about and be so disaligned with. But I think those will always stay there unless there is a choice that we all make and say, okay, so what's my purpose here on this earth? Am I here to be following in other people's footsteps, or am I here to be who I was always meant to be? I just found myself lost on that journey. And when you ask that question, what it is that I'm here to do or be, the answer can come only from within. And we all have that. So the gift that we all have is within, and that gift is your soul.
Wow, Agatha, I'm so grateful you share your stardust with us. I hope you'll be back. Our listeners are sending very beautiful messages full of love and gratitude. And surely we want you to be back and share more stardust with us. Just remember that the stardust movement is the emotional intelligence evolution that everybody is able and ready to take part. And it's not about creating more. You've been creating the most beautiful way already. It's all about delivering your stardust. You are Stardust, Agatha. And from all of us at Radio Wars World, we wish you great energy to share all day, each day in, day out, your own Stardust. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Bye bye.